Hello, welcome back to Get Off My Lawn, Please. Melinda here. I'm going to try to start something and repeat it every Wednesday. I'm going to be reading y'all a book or books. I'm not going to violate the copyright because my husband is the author. This is the book we're going to start with, Vickie by Mike Sims. And he has a series of them. It started out, he wrote this book, a book called Victim. And everybody was asking him, well, why? Vickie, it's about a lady named Vickie. Vickie is a very strong woman, as you'll see as we read along. And everybody kept asking for the backstory of Vickie, so he wrote several books to explain that. And he's currently working on another book. Hopefully it will be released soon, and maybe we'll get an early version of it here. I have to ask him. But I do have his permission, so the copyright issue shouldn't be a problem. I hope you enjoy it. And it'll be like a serial, like the old time, radio serials where you read just parts. I'm not going to read the whole book at once. It'll be chapters or whatever we work out. So today's segment, I'll do about 30 minutes, maybe. If you want more, comment down below. But please like and subscribe to my channel and share these videos. I really would like to grow my channel. But, so I hope you enjoy this book. Let me know. Now, I'm not reading this because they're Mike's books. Well, yeah, I am. But at the same time, I really enjoy reading these books. I've read them all. I get to read them as he's working on them. And I've had a little bit of input into them. But I find them interesting. Vickie has actually become like a part of our family. A little bit crazy part, but part of our family. And hopefully you'll see that as I read. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these. Comment down below. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. And I'll add the first video to this one. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Hi, folks. Get Off My Lawn, Melinda here. First part of I'm going to read out of the soft cover. I showed you the hardcover, but this is the soft cover. Vickie by Mike Sims. Here's the okay, Vickie. Chapter 1. In the beginning. It is a hot summer day on a long, endless stretch of road. The Newsom family are on their way to moving near some of their family to start again. Tom and Mary, as well as an 8-year-old Vickie, are enduring the long journey to a hopeful destination of Tom's brother Dan. Times have driven them from their home as they made their escape with what money they have and their few possessions dragging behind them in a trailer. Like a modern-day covered wagon, they headed west to find a new life and a new start. Tom Newsom knows he should be heading elsewhere but has managed to lose his way. His wife tells him to pull out on the interstate and see if they can find a map or directions. This violates his sense of manhood, but eventually realizes it is a lost cause. He drives down a lonely road away from the interstate and sees a crossroad and a small, run-down gas station. As he pulls into the gas station, the attendant begins to walk up to the car. "Howdy," says the attendant. "Hi yourself," Tom replies. "Say, do you know how to get to Himdale? We are not far, I know, but not sure which way to go." The attendant responds, "You want to take the road to the right. Follow it to Sands and then left on 88. That will take you straight to Himdale." Tom says, "Thank you, sir." The attendant looks at the young girl in the back seat and asks, "Why, who might you be?" The girl looks away shy and blushing while her mom, Mary, responds, "Vickie, answer the nice man." The attendant responds, "Vickie, what a nice name for a pretty girl. You know, I have a feeling you're going to grow up to be a very important person." Vickie looks at the man as he intently stares back and quietly says, "Yes, indeed, you will make a huge difference in many." A silence creeps in as only the sound of the desert wind blows. Mary looked at the attendant, then Vickie, and then Tom. Well, honey, don't you think we should be going? She turns to the attendant. Thank you, sir, for your guidance. The attendant looks back at the parents and says, No problem, ma'am. You people have a safe trip. The attendant backs away as the nuisance begin to move their car forward. Vickie stares at the man as he nods his head yes at her. Vickie looks confused, but curious as the man never stops staring the whole time they drive away. She stares back as far as she can. Vickie asked, Mom, who is that man? Mary answered, Just a man who runs a gas station. He looks like I've seen him before. You're just remembering someone like him. We have never been around here before. What was he telling me? I think he was trying to be nice to you. Tom interrupts. You two need to shut up. I'm trying to concentrate on the road, and I don't need a lot of chit-chat. A silence befalls them for a while, and Mary asks, Honey, would you like the radio on? Tom says, If it would shut that trap of yours. Mary says, Do you have to talk to me like that? Look, I'm trying to keep us alive and fed, which is a bit hard when you bitches won't leave me alone. Sorry about the language, folks. Tom, do you have to use such language in front of their child? You bring it out in me. I can't wait to get to my brother's house and have a drink. Please, Tom, do you have to drink? Hasn't it done enough damage? Listen up. You two drive me to drink. That is the reason I lost my job in our home. Don't put that on me, and especially your daughter. Tom is getting more and more upset, and as soon as his wife begins to utter something else, he slaps her in the face. Mary grabs her face with her hand and quietly stares out the window, whimpering. Vickie is sitting there with her mouth open as the tears build in her eyes. She knows not to cry or say anything, as this will just draw her dad's anger to her. She is young, but can sense the pain in her mom. The emotional tether is like an invisible connection of energy, a conduit of empathy flowing to and from them both. Hours pass, and silence is king in the air, as the air is thick with control from Tom. He is on edge, unsure of what their future holds. He knows his older brother has always been there for him. Dan has always tried to take care of Tom growing up. Dan, in poor health, himself is happy to try and help, especially since the death of his wife and son Derek moved out. Dan's home is quiet and inviting. Tom knows it is his safety net and a new start that may solve his problems. However, Tom does not know how to be quiet. However, Tom does not know how to quiet the rage in him and can't even remember where it started. He sometimes thinks and wonders why he is so rough on Mary. It bothers him sometimes, but the blind rage blinds him the other times. He is jittery, wanting his liquid courage. Mary stares out the car window, acting as if she has fallen asleep, but she can't sleep, not knowing when the next rage or hit will come from Tom. Her instincts are to care for Vickie and take the brunt of Tom's rage is her job now. Like a movie repeating itself, she thinks back to when Tom was so nice and caring when they dated. He was so handsome and a pure gentleman, the envy of her friends, and she was so proud. Their marriage was beautiful, and the first year was so perfect. She was pregnant after the first year, and Tom was such a proud daddy. After the death of his dad and mom and a home invasion, it left him cold and troubled. Mary tried to bring back the peace and caring of days past, but Tom was stuck in a loop of self-pity and remorse. He never quite forgave himself for things he did growing up. His parents went through a lot to bring him around. He was always in trouble as a youth. It seemed like after they were gone, their strength was broken on him. Mary has analyzed 1,000,000 times trying to find the solution. None seem to be found, especially when she is hitting a brick wall with Tom. He is impenetrable and not interested in any more kids. She has suggested before maybe he would be happier without her and Vickie, but that was not an option for Tom. Maybe they are his only tie to bind him to normalcy, but the struggle remains. His soul tortured by life and traps. Mary just opens her eyes once in a while to make sure they are going the right way, but does not dare to get Tom's attention. Her ears intently listen to Vickie playing quietly in the back seat. Vickie knows to stay quiet. Vickie lives in her own little world, far away from the harshness of her dad. She loves him so much and can ever remember the times he made her feel like a princess of a wonderful kingdom. He tried to read to her and take her to He read to her and took her to parks constantly. She was the center of his universe. She does not understand what changed, but only understands as her mom explains that Daddy is sick. She prays every night that God will make him better. Vickie's emotional tie to Tom is now severed, unlike with her mom. She can't afford to share emotions with her dad. She can't afford to share the emotions of her dad. Like an instinct to protest, children programmed genetically. Like an instinct to protect children programmed genetically, that protects little Vickie. Vickie is oblivious to the dynamics. She just knows her imagination is her refuge, where she can build on the good memories to create fake ones. It is her fuel to keep going. She knows that someday her dad will come back to being healthy. That day will come soon. She patiently waits for the world to become happy again so she can pretend other things. She patiently waits for the world to become happy again so she can pretend other things like about space. She loves anything to do with space and wants to grow up to be an astronomer. But that dream is on hold while she concentrates her focus on Dad's health. Maybe when he's better, he will buy another telescope to replace the one he broke in anger. She hopes and she dreams. Home away from home. Tom, Mary, and Vickie arrive at Dan's house, and he comes out to greet them with open arms. Tom, my little brother, it's so good to see you, Dan states. Dan turns to Mary. Mary, so beautiful as before. He notices the red side of her face where she was struggling and asks, Are you okay? Mary replies, I'm fine. I slept on it most of the way. What a long trip. Dan has a strange look and looks at Tom as Tom is unloading the car. Vickie runs up and Dan says, Hi, Pumpkin, you are getting so big. Vickie says, Hi, Uncle. Dan asks, Are you hungry, Vickie? She nods yes, and he says, Well, go into the kitchen and make yourself at home. I have some snacks sitting on the counter just for you. Vickie's eyes light up and she turns to her mom as Mary says, Go ahead, Vickie. She runs into the house in anticipation of the bounty. Mary looks at Dan and says, Thank you, brother. I think you just won her over. All this has been so hard on her. Dan replies, Not just her, I suspect. Mary replies, All that matters is her. Right. Mary smiles and says, I better help Tom. Right again, as Dan and Mary start unloading the car with Tom. Later that evening, they are all moved in, as there was not really so much to move. Tom takes the trailer to a local branch that he has rented it from. While away and Vickie watching TV, Dan asks Mary, Everything is going to get better now that you're all here. I will take care of you guys and help Tom to be a good man again. Mary said, Tom means well. We just need to get back on our feet. Dan replied, It is more than that. Tom is not the same since our parents were killed. He needs to forgive himself. I know, but hell if he will listen to me. I think between us we can reach him. Mary begins to weep. I hope so, because I don't know how much more I can take. Dan reaches out to her. Listen, it will get better. Mary nods her head yes and smiles, wiping her tears away. She squeezes Dan's hand in thanks and walks to Vickie to watch TV and hold her. Tom returns, and as the car door slams, Mary turns the TV off, and she and Vickie come to attention. Dan stares in horror, realizing things are much worse than he even realized. Tom comes in the house and says, We're all done. Hey, Dan, do you have any beers? Dan replies, Sure, Tom, in the fridge. Mary says, Tom, everything is put away. Tom replied, I'm sure it is. You're always good about getting things done. Tom gets a beer and sits on the couch. Mary tells Vickie, Come on, sweetie, let's get you cleaned up and ready for bed. As they walk by, Dan says, Good night, little princess. Vickie smiles back at Dan, and Dan looks at Tom. Tom is busy drinking, not even paying attention to Mary or Vickie. Dan grabs a beer and sits down in his favorite easy chair. It is quiet as the guys stare at their beer, and Tom wanders his eyes around the room at the picture and looking at the pictures. Tom stared. Hey, I remember that bike you have. Dan smiles. Had is more like it. What happened to that hog? Had to sell it to pay for Susan's medical cost. I'm so sorry I could not make it to the funeral. That is all right. You had your own things to contend with. Hey, maybe tomorrow we can visit her grave. Dan smiles. That would be nice. She would appreciate that. She is still here with you, isn't she? Always. She was my whole life. It is my honor to live with her and enjoy every day with her. Yes, that's nice. Was it like, her with her illness? Dan stares down at the ground. It was nice and pleasant before her illness. Seemed like life was perfect. Then one day, she paid a bill twice. I was concerned, but we just shrugged it off as a senior moment, even though we were not seniors. Then she got lost coming home, and I had to go find her. Before we knew it, she could not remember simple things. Then she began to ask about wanting to see her friends we had not known for years. She even mentioned wanting to play basketball in high school. She even mentioned wanting to watch you play basketball in high school. Tom says, "Oh, brother, that is rough." Dan looks up. Yeah, it was. I refused to put her in an Alzheimer's unit, even though sometimes she did not recognize me. One time, she thought I was her dad. Then, all of a sudden, one morning, I turned to wake her, and she was gone. She had a heart attack in her sleep. She looked so peaceful, at peace finally, not agitated by her condition. How did Derek take it? He was in college and kept coming back and forth to help. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. He was really good, rock solid. After his mother passed, he was more of a comfort to me than I was to him. He is definitely his mother. She was always taking care of me. Now he does. Where is he now? Dan replies, "Oh, he does not live far from here. He should be stopping by tomorrow to see you guys. He's married to a woman named Sherry, and they have a son 13 months old. Wow, I have been gone too long. Well, you are here now, and I think this is a blessing for all of us." Tom replies sarcastically, "Yeah, blessing. Tom, you need to use the bad as much as the good. It is what makes us what we are. I know what you're saying, but I don't need a sermon right now." Right. Just relax and focus what a wonderful wife and kid of yours. Relax. Just relax and focus on that wonderful wife and kid of yours. Your daughter is so beautiful. Tom puts his beer on the table and asks, "Did you ever feel like your wife and kid were doing things to drive you crazy?" Dan laughs. "I think we all go through that. I know hard times can skew our perception. What I learned is that your spouse and kid are the cogs in the machine. They move in the direction you do because they love you. Sometimes they trip over themselves trying too hard to please you. Remember, the tighter you grip sand, the more it slips out of your grasp. You have to learn to cup your hands and gently hold the sand to keep all of it in. Let them live and empower them to do what they need to do. You will find things happen automatically, and your life is so less stressful in the process." Tom stares at Dan for a while and picks up his beer to drink. If only that worked that way for me. Dan smirks as Tom finishes his beer and stands up. "Thank you, brother, for taking us in. I will find a job and be out of your hair as soon as possible." Dan stands up, hugs Tom. "Tom, no rush. Just relax. Relax. We have plenty of food and money here. Get better and get your family whole. You guys are welcome here as long as you need. You guys are welcome here as long as you want, or even permanently." Tom smiles and goes to the bedroom to shower up. Mary and Vickie are already asleep. Tom stares at them both and with a troubled look goes to prepare for sleep. The grass is mean. Hi folks, Melinda here with Get Off My Lawn Please. I'm going to stop here today. I'm having some technical difficulties. I've got to back up my phone and delete. The memory is full apparently, but we're going to stop here. I'll pick up next Wednesday at the chapter The Grass is Meaner on the Other Side. We'll start there. I hope you're enjoying this. If you want me to finish the book all at once, meaning not wait till next Wednesday, let me know in the comments below. And I'll try working on it all week. Or if you want other videos, we have some ideas that we want to do. And I'm going to collaborate with Planet MBS, my daughter's channel. We have some craft projects and something fun we might want to try. Anyway, like and subscribe to my channel. Please treat everyone with kindness and love. You'll have a great day. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.